What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. It's Woosah Wednesday. Um, that means Queen Sugar. I just love this show. I absolutely love it. Queen Sugar was really, really good tonight. I think this is going to be a super quick video, so let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, you already know I want to welcome everyone who is new to my channel, all my new honeybees. Welcome, 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 and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And to all my what do you call it? Grandfathered in honeybees. Mwah! Yo, I already know how much I love y'all. You already know. um if you're new to my channel and you are looking for some really, really great in-depth reviews, look no further. I'm right here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I promise you will not regret it. Give me a thumbs up and let me know you like my content, as well as comment down below. We love to banter and talk back and forth about the episode in the comment section. So please, please join us, okay? So let's get into this episode. This is Queen Sugar, Season 2, Episode 3, What Do I Care for Morning? First of all, let's talk about Aunt Vi in Hollywood. Oh, that black love, baby, that black love. Okay, they had a old after the after the love glow, they are laid out in the bed. They are scantily clad. They are eating fresh fruit and just little nibbles around. They don't have time for full meals. You know what I'm saying? They got too much of this to be doing. Oh, yeah. Uh, uh, uh. Aunt Vi is passing out blackberry cobbler like nobody's business. And Hollywood love blackberry cobbler. So they in a hotel. They are talking and laughing and cuddling and making love and talking and laughing and cuddling and making love. And Hollywood gets a call from his buddies and find out that he's got a couple of days off. He was hoping it'd be a little bit longer. It's one of those jobs where they call you when it's time to go back. And he finds out he's got 48 hours before he has to go back. And when he goes back, he's going to be gone for 5 months. That's why it's such a somber moment. It's like, what the, but that's why those rig jobs pay so well, is because you sacrifice a lot in order to do the job. So yeah, and Aunt Vi never gets the attitude. That's the best part about, what I'm saying, loving a older woman. She knows who she is. She already know this time is precious. She wants to, swing from Hollywood's monkey bars as much as she can before he leave, because she knows she got to store up, okay, for 5 months. All right. So she don't get an attitude, none of that. She just, what I'm saying, she just assures him how much she loves him, how much she wants to be with him. And I mean, it just never stops how much they compliment, how much they love on each other, how much they touch each other, how much Aunt Vi laughs from her belly. Okay, she's very, very happy, and he's very, very happy. And these are two people who know what they want, and it's just apparent. So they get back to the booty, and they in the hot tub and wine coolers, and finally they have a dinner, their first meals for the whole weekend. Like I said, they've been locked in and loving in, right? And so Hollywood tells her he been thinking, what I'm saying, he wants to be with Vi full time. He doesn't want to go back out on the rig. And he is like, first things first, he said, you matter most. And I don't want to go right now. At least for right now, I want to stay here with you, and I want us to rebuild what we had and just, nurture it, take care of it. And yeah. And Aunt Vi say, you sure? And he said, Listen, I have never been more sure of anything. And she gets up and hugs him from the back. And y'all, I'm telling you, it does your girl good to see this type of love. It does your girl good to see this type of love. I'm telling you, it's absolutely magnificent. I'm here for Hollywood. I'm here for Aunt Vi. And I'm here for all the Blackberry cobbler. The Aunt Vi can get down Hollywood throat. Fatten him up, Aunt Vi. Fatten him up. Yes, yes. Let's talk about Micah and Nova. We're gonna do Micah first. Micah is um staying with Nova. After they left the rally, he's at her house. She's got to go to Atlanta, so Charlie's there to pick him up. And Nova tells Charlie that she is worried about Micah. He's not eating, he's not sleeping, he is extremely depressed and melancholy. He's going inside of himself. He's daydreaming a lot, and just she's just worried. He won't talk, and she even talks to Micah before Charlie gets there, and she tells him, listen, the only way to be free is to let it go, to release it, to talk about it. When we keep these secrets, those secrets keep us prisoner, right? And so, of course, he's singing the same old song he's been singing for a while, which is, I am, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. So, um, then we see, uh, Micah in various scenes where he is just staring off into space. He is not himself. And, um, we realize that Micah, whatever happened, whether it was something that was said to him, something that was done to him, or something that he saw, whatever it is, has um, really, 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 impacted him greatly. So we have to just keep our prayers up for Micah. Later on, we're going to see a really, really great exchange between Micah and Ralph Angel, but we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about Nova. Like I said, Nova has been invited to Atlanta because of this great um, fundraiser and rally that she did. Her speech was, obviously seen by a lot of people. She's invited to this symposium on mass incarceration in Hot Atlanta. Boop. And she heads on off, and she's there by herself. First of all, let me just go ahead and put it out there. Nova was absolutely, positively stunning, okay, in this episode. That red print dress that she was wearing when she first got to the symposium, snatched. Those earrings, snatched. Baby, that print top, uh, uh, she had when she was on stage, okay, okay. Your girl got it going on. That blue and white printed jumpy she was wearing when she went to the airport, and them cute little earrings, I was like, girl, oh yes, honey. Nova was looking beautiful. She had those dreads pulled up. She had them swiped to the side, baby. She was giving y'all a slight pony. I mean, she was rocking every inch of her melanated texture. She was giving it to y'all full on. Nova looked absolutely amazing. And she gets to meet this other person there, Robert Dubois, which I've heard that name before, Robert Dubois, and they start to talk, and they both are within their own fields experts. They are both within their own field, passionate people who are very well versed in the subject of mass incarceration as it pertains to African Americans. So they have this conversation initially at the symposium sort of what do you call that when people get together for drinks first? What do you call it? Meet and greet. So they're at this meet and greet, and you can see there's just a little bit of chemistry. I mean, he's a beautiful black man, and they're trying to kind of tone down his utter beautiful, handsome melanatedness with glasses. But we see you, chocolate man. They have this little conversation, this little banter back and forth, and it's all on subject, on topic, but at the same time, it's still a little bit flirtatious. Um, you know, and when he walks off, Nova gives him a look like, boy, I was, like come into my lair. Anyway, later on when they're on stage and they're talking, and they're having supposed to be having this discussion, and this sort of friendly debate sparks, and essentially they're saying the same thing. They just come from different perspectives. Um, Nova obviously comes from a very grassroots perspective, and Mr. Dubois obviously comes from a very logical, very linear, very black and white perspective. And he feels like we as African Americans don't have to cow tie or explain ourselves that we are awesome and wonderful and it's within us to all true. But Nova is still saying that there is some grain of truth. There is something to be said about this oppressive tirade that Caucasians have been on, the man has been on for well over 400 years. And it is because we're great. It is because we're awesome. It is because we are smart and intelligent um and extremely resourceful, but we can't negate the fact that there is a campaign to um to extinguish the black individual. And so they kind of go back and forth a little bit, and it comes to resolve. At the same time, they mutually realize that intelligence is sexy. Plus, it's a subject matter I can talk about. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to explain yourself. Here's a man you can talk to who's on your same level, who can meet you right where you are and stand toe to toe with you. And that, my friends, is what we call uh sex appeal. Okay? So super, super nice. They meet at a cafe and they end up talking. He wants to take her outside for a walk. They go outside for a walk. They're talking about the fact that he worked at, did some work when Katrina hit. He was on one of the earlier people on the ground helping during the storm, and during the aftermath of the storm. And it of course Nova was in New Orleans when Hurricane Katrina happened, and so just from that conversation they sort of connected and found comfort in one another, and they continued to walk in the park, but now they were holding hands, and it was something really, really sweet about it. Now I probably, like you, or maybe you like me, thought maybe that Nova was gonna smash. But again, I think Nova's on a different kind of thing. Like I don't know. I think she is discarding the discards, and those who she considers to be um valuable and important, I don't think that she will, she goes in as hard and as fast. All right. So the next day, when she's leaving for the airport, he brings her a cup of coffee, and it's all very flirtatious. And she's kind of blushing a little bit, but smiling a lot. And he's smiling a lot. And he gives her his card, and she's saying, whenever you're in New Orleans, let me know, and I will return the favor. Because he's been treating her real, real nice and sweet, and they don't kiss or anything. But she gets into her cab and looks at him, and he blows her a little kiss, and she's like, ah, now. Oh, every girl wants to be courted. Okay, every girl wants to be courted. Every girl likes holding hands. Yeah, this is a real girly episode, okay? So, really, really, really great scene. I mean, the background for this whole Atlanta trip symposium, along with Nova's costume changes and I mean styling, was just absolutely positively beautiful. I really, really enjoyed it. Let's talk about now Ralph Angel. You guys, Ralph Angel, I am so proud of him. I am rooting for Ralph Angel. We didn't get to see Darla at all in this episode, which I'm okay with, which I'm fine with. He calls Nova. Charlie's there to pick up Micah, so he talks to Charlie about the small business loan. And, you know, she kind of poo-poos him off and says, you know, that she don't have time to support this side hustle. Charlie, you're so disrespectful. Charlie disrespectful as hell. Not just the Ralph Angel, but she just all out disrespectful. And I'm gonna be honest. You know what? This is about Ralph Angel. This is about Ralph Angel. Let's talk about Ralph Angel. So she kind of blows him off and goes on about her business. Yeah, we already know how Ralph Angel feel like this. He getting closer and closer. The nastier she act towards him, to popping that paper down on the table and saying, "Bam!" All right. So he shows the will to his parole officer. When his parole officer comes over, he says, you're one of the few people I can trust with this, and I know you know legal things, and I thought maybe I'd ask your advice. And so the parole officer tells him it looks legit. There's a partial date on it. But yeah, this is legit. And he tells Ralph Angel he needs to maybe get a lawyer and cover himself. And Ralph Angel's like, what do you mean? And he said, well, my sisters would never do that. And then the parole officer tells him, this, it might just look like dirt to you, but it's money to other people. And you need to cover yourself and be careful. Okay. And it gets the Ralph Angel to thinking. So then we see Blue outside. He's just playing along and he's having a good time. And overhead goes a drone. And he goes to chase after the drone, of course. All right. Because he thinks it's a starship. He's chasing after it. And Ralph Angel's in the kitchen washing dishes and he can hear that drone. And you can see that look on a parent's face when they hear a noise and they trying to sort out in their head exactly what is that. And they waiting for that next sound to let them know either to holler out for their child or go running. Well, when he hears Blue holler out, he takes off and jumps over that porch railing and runs out there. He's thinking his baby has been hurt. And there Blue is. Looking at that drone all smashed up. And Daddy, I didn't touch it. I swear I didn't touch it. Stand back, Blue, stand back away from it. He looks at it, he realizes what it is. Then we see Ralph Angel take that that drone and go into the Boudreaux's office. And he lets him know, stay away from my family, stay away from my property, don't have your drones on my property. Just let him know. Look at here, don't do that. So Ralph Angel kept it real cool. He kept it in the road. And as he turned around and leave, he tell me, you don't step foot on my property. Mind your own business. Turn around and leave. And the man say, it's really not safe for you to let your child play outside. Why he say that? Ralph Angel was on him so quick. I didn't like that fist he pulled back. I didn't like that. I really felt like he should have given him more of a yoking. More of a yoking is what I'd like to see. But Ralph Angel told him, if you open your mouth to speak about my son again, if you come anywhere near my son, I promise you. So Ralph Angel talks with Charlie about the drones. And she dismisses him again. essentially. She dismisses him again. All right. So Ralph Angels is he and Blue are sleeping, and he hears some commotion outside. He go downstairs, pull out his shotgun, go outside. He see men loading up sugarcane in the car in the back of a truck, and one of the guys get left and get caught. Ralph Angels chases the man down, pulls the man's hood off, and they got on some burlap sacks over their head like a what business do a black man have messing around in the dark with a sack over their head with the eyes cut out? That is the best way to get shot the hell up. Is you crazy? Is you crazy? First of all, with them sacks on, you look like somebody who coming to do some racist behind stuff. Okay? All right? You look real clannish. All right? Come to find out his name is Robert Lee. And the rapper is Robert Lee. He one of the people that was at the meeting when they were talking to all the black farmers about pooling their money and running their own mill. Yeah, yeah. He's a spy for Landry. So he tells the story about how he can't feed his family. He's shamed. At his age, he can't get no work, so he went to work for Landry. And Landry planted him in a meeting to tell him what's going on, and he sent them out there to get a couple of sugar canes so they can get Remy's seed. Now y'all know that Remy has a special strain that resists, I think, flood and a bunch of other little stuff that makes it really, really great cane sugar, right? So them having that seed could possibly be a problem. Now, Nova is there in the kitchen, Prosper and Ralph Angel, and they are listening to this story that he is telling. And not Nova, sorry, Charlie. Charlie is going to call the police. Now, Charlie, you giving me white woman tease. First of all, everybody know calling the police to come and save you could end up getting you killed. Everybody know that. You don't just willy-nilly call the cops no more, especially when you a black person. You do not. You do not. And Ralph Angel stops her. He wants to get a man a second chance. Do you realize what he is doing? This is our opportunity to expose the Landrys. And Ralph Angel's not thinking about that. He knows what it's like for people to give up on you. He knows what it's like to look in your child's eyes and realize, and they realize that you can't provide, that you can't come through for them. He knows how miserable that feels, and he knows how that feeling can put you in a place where you might do something you regret. And she concedes and doesn't call. And she said he told her, I believe in second chances. And that was a little shade for you too, Charlie, because you always go too far with the way you chastise and criticize Ralph Angel. Like, it's not funny anymore. It's not endearing anymore. It's not like you being the big sister anymore. It really isn't. It's at this point, it's downright disrespectful. Cut it out. Okay? So, let's talk about Charlie. Now, so Charlie is with Micah in the car coming from Nova's house. And she's trying to talk to him, and he's giving her, little short one word answers. And he finally says, you divorced now, huh? And she says, no, not yet. And she says, did you tell your daddy you was gonna you wanted to have shared custody? Did you tell your father? And he just looks at them, and she said, that's what I thought. So she goes over to talk to Davis, and she tells Davis, that I know that Micah did not say he wanted to give you shared custody. And Davis is like, look, we talked. It might not have been in that depth, but we talked. And she is just like, I will never give you shared custody. And so he tells her, listen, I know what it's like growing up without a father, and until I met you and Ernest became my dad too, that I realized what it was like to have a father, and I want Michael to feel that way. And I think Lorna, who I think is uh Charlie's mom, that she she did the right thing by letting you see your dad, because what your dad always had, even though you lived in another state, was access to you. He could always call you, he could always come get you, he could always come by and see you. And so she, if whenever Charlie's eyes fall, you know that she feels convicted in some sort of way, okay? That's just understood. But then she always goes right back to being like this hard ass, right? So she decides she don't care. Don't ever compare yourself to my dad, and you will never get custody. And he just metaphorically gut punched her when he said, "I know you forged my name on them loan papers." She was like, "Ugh, yeah, Charlie, exactly. Hmm. You thought this was your world and you was just running it, huh? Okay." So he said, he low key threatens her. "I know you signed my name, and I'm gonna go to the bank and tell them what you did if you don't agree to give me shared custody of Micah." And she turns around and she threatens him. Just no give, no give, no give with Ralph Angel, no give. Okay. Storms out. He just tells her. I mean, she basically brings up the fact that he cheated, that he destroyed her and Micah's trust, and he ain't no good, and that seemed like something you would do. Take the plank out your own eye, baby boo. Take the plank out your own eye. So later on, after the whole debacle with Robert Lee trying to steal the cane, he wakes up to Blue and Ralph Angel having a little tickle fight, a little, father son time. And she just peeks in on him, and she realizes how important Blue is to Ralph Angel, and how important it is to him to be just as much, if not more, of a father and a man to his son, as his dad was to him. And she does some thinking about what we're not sure yet. So then we see that Charlie and Ralph Angel pay a visit to Boudreaux and Landry's office, and this is what I live for. When the Bordelons come together, they are a force to be reckoned with. Prior to, when Ralph Angel had gone to Boudreaux's office and threatened him, he didn't take Charlie. He told Charlie about it, and she chastised him for it. That's what I mean when I say she dismissed him. She chastised him for it, going off half cocked. And that's why I can't sign the loan papers for you, because you're going to do something half cocked, and it's going to ruin it for all of us. Okay, well, you see what he trying to do, Charlie. So why wouldn't you come alongside and say, "Brother, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me, you want to do this? Let me show you how you can do this right. Let me, or tell me how I can help." You know what I'm saying? No, you just, everything he throw up, you shoot it down out of the air. So now we see Charlie and Ralph Angel go into the Landry's office, and they are a team, a family. And Charlie leads, and can't nobody threaten verbally like Charlie. Okay, she goes ahead and lets him know that they don't want him on their property. He needs to back up, or he's gonna be sorry. So he was like, "Yeah, well, my family's been in the sugarcane business for 100 years." Now let me just go ahead and stop you right there, Mr. Landry. You think for 1 second you would have half of the assets and fortune that you have, the land that you have, if it was not tilled and fertilized with the blood, sweat, and tears of black men and women? You act like you went out there and planted every sugarcane seed and then harvested it when the crop came to fruition. Huh? You act like you chopped every cane down. This is what pissed me off. This is what pissed me off. Especially when Caucasians want to talk about their legacy, and how they been doing this and that for 100 years, and my father built this land, and the time my father had this come, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, 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 Really? So you're not even gonna mention the maids, the mammies, the toms, the, you know what I'm saying, the books that y'all beat and killed and raped and so, you know. Charlie tells him, he said, y'all been doing it what, 3 months? And you know, do you really think you can beat me? She said, that's a question you need to be asking yourself. She goes ahead and lets him know she's a force to be reckoned with. Stay off my land. Don't let me catch you on my land again. And Ralph Angel's like, yeah. Huh. And I promise you, Boudreaux and Landry both looked a little bit worried. Little bit worried, okay? So that was a really, really great scene. Later on, we see when Hollywood and Vi came back. Nova wasn't there, but it was Micah, Blue, Ralph, Angel, and Charlie just was like surprised when she came back home. And they were so glad to see them all together and loving on them and hugging them and, you know, had something to eat and just welcomed them back home, you know. And Micah was out on the front porch stargazing. And Ralph Angel goes out and he talks to Micah. And he just tells Micah, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You're going to be okay, all right? Don't give up. Keep your head up. Don't give up. Don't quit. You are going to overcome this. And Charlie is in the background and she kind of sees them having conversation. So when he comes in, she tells him thank you. And he says, you know, no problem. And she says, listen, I know what you're trying to do with the land. I understand that you're trying to do what everybody else is trying to do, make a way. Take what you got and try to multiply it, try to grow it, to feed your family, to provide for your family. I understand it, and I'm going to sign that micro loan. So she's had an opportunity after all of this, you know, opposition. She's had an opportunity to sort of just think about this thing a little bit and realize that Ralph Angel is not some small child, you know, when y'all playing it and you telling him what to do. No, he's a grown man with grown man responsibilities and he needs to be treated with some respect. All right. So we see that Charlie and Michael have decided that they are going to stay away for a couple of days and give Aunt Vi and Hollywood the house to themselves. And Charlie takes Micah over to Davis's and leaves him. He's got a room there. And she low key threatens Davis, if this doesn't work out, I'll be back for my son. And Davis is like, I know. And he tells her, you know, I would have never gone to the bank about that loan. And she says, I think this is going to help Micah and maybe it'll help you too. But if this doesn't work, if anything goes wrong, I will come back and get him and it's over. It's off. Like it's done. And he's like, fair enough. And she leaves. So the fact that she was able to see what was important to Ralph Angel and love him and Blue enough to go ahead and concede, and the fact that she loved Micah enough not to keep his dad from him to hear what Davis was saying is important. You have redeemed yourself, Charlie. Okay? Don't boop it up. Okay? In the words of RuPaul. All right, you guys, that is Queen Sugar. It was so good. It was a little bit more on the chick side, but it was really, really good. I think Ralph Angel gave a good, solid performance. And I really feel like that the Borderlones are a force to be reckoned with. What y'all think about Nova? What Nova Shaw, baby? She was looking so good. Okay, what y'all think about this new character, Mr. Robert Dubois? Could he be the one? Okay, what y'all think about Charlie and Davis? Wasn't that great that she went ahead and took Micah over there? I think this is going to be the breakthrough that Micah needs. And what do y'all say about that blackberry cobbler, baby? Aunt Vi got her man back. We got a man back. Ooh. Okay, you guys, that is it for Queen Sugar. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next week, you guys. Mwah. I'll holla.